So allow me to present you
Oh, thank you very much.
this right here.
Yeah, it wasn't without drama, was it?
Oh, you flipped the car.
I flipped the car.
Take me through that moment when it was flipping. Were you panicking? Were you freaking out?
I mean, I knew as I was approaching the turn. Well, no, actually, I mean, I'd been getting quicker and quicker, and I just braked too late,
Yeah.
and I still thought I was going to pull out of it. I thought that the car was going to react, but the brakes locked up, and by that time, there was no turning out of it. And you know, at that point, you don't quite know what to do. You don't think of changing down, just to try and, you just don't. You're just skidding towards it.
Sure.
There's nothing you can do.
So you thought maybe you were a goner? I mean, how were you?
No, I didn't think that.
Okay.
You don't think that. I think at the time it's going on, you just think, shit. I'm probably not allowed to say that, am I?
All right, listen, hey, you're Stephen Moyer. You won today. We'll let you get away with it.
You just think, what the hell's going to happen?
Yeah.
What is going to happen? And that first, I knew I was going into the tyres and not the concrete, so that was one good thing.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to hit the tyres, and then of course you start feeling the car go over,
Sure.
and then you're like, oh my god! But you've got a helmet on, and truly, I truly didn't think that I was, in danger necessarily.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, the first thing that I thought about was that ruining everybody else's qualifying session.
And kudos to Toyota for making a sturdy car.
Listen, the cars are fantastic.
Yeah.
That was utter driver error. The cars are great.
Well, so glad you made it through. And now you have a $15,000 check, courtesy of people, to give to the charity of your choice. What is that charity?
It's a charity called FacingTheAtlantic.com. One of my best friends, who was an actor who was in The King's Speech, is rowing the Atlantic with his partner. His name's Bertie Portal, and his friend James Cash, and they're rowing from basically Spain to across the Atlantic.
Wow.
To Antigua.
Okay.
And it's 2,600 miles. They're doing it for a friend's charity. A friend of mine died a couple of years ago, but he started a charity he was a plastic surgeon, and he used to rebuild children's faces, basically, who were born with deformities.
Wow.
And that charity is called FacingTheWorld.com, and basically many, many plastic surgeons give one day a month free to help with these children coming over from third world countries.
That's awesome.
It's a great charity, and really the one thing that I wanted from this weekend was the check for the charity, so I'm really glad that I got it. Went a little bit too far to get it, but I got it nonetheless.
How relieved was Anna when you saw her?
I think she's going to slap me about a bit when we get into the private quarters. My kids must have been freaked out. I was just thinking about them. I was just thinking, how can I get a message to them to tell them I'm all right? Little did I know that it was being replayed about 50,000 times on the television.
Right. So you're good now, and you
Thanks,
got that in your hand and $15,000 to a good cause.
Thank you very
good
much.
Man. Thank you for joining us today. Right on. Stephen Moyer right there. Cheers, guys. Nice to meet you, Stephen.